The prompt queen. For Andy, that was amazing. You're a data scientist and I'm the prompt queen. I don't have data science background actually. I was just that eager person in the product development team who wanted all the projects. So in 2018, I was given the project of integrating our first chatbot to 7 million users. We trained it for 6 months with a team of 200 agents that queried and tested it because it was a heavily regulated space. And then overnight, after launching it, it increased the resolution rate by 20%. So we knew it was like, it's going to make us a lot of money. I then worked for a lot of finance, fintech companies, and I started working with data scientists like Andy, sat next to them. I was that annoying person like, oh, how does that work? And then we built decisioning models from fraud, identity, KYC, affordability, credit. So I had a lot of projects like that. It was like, oh my God, this is giving me recognition. I got promoted. I was like, AI is amazing. And when the language models came out, ChatGPT came out, I had a lot of software developer friends by then. I was managing a team of 30. I was like, let's do weekend hackathons. And we're doing hackathons every weekend. I was like, what can we build? I was building a Trello board full of ideas, building so many things. And then I finally met my co-founder. I don't know where he is, but he's around. And we locked our, so we met, we were introduced by a common friend of ours, said you're gonna build something amazing together, you both have backlogs. And so we locked ourselves in a room and here I am, the prompt queen. So I've got I've never done this before, but this is a WhatsApp code to an AI for the Rest of Us Live X Launch Lemonade Q&A. So at any point during the day or the weekend, if you remember, oh, Cien said this, and I have a question, don't hesitate to drop it in the chat bot. Right. So I've got some quotes here, and I'd like for you to raise your hand if you can relate to one of them. So I'll say them one by one. First, writing a prompt is just as long as writing something. Who resonates with that? I've got a few hands. Yes, great. I'm getting confused with all the tools and I have too many subscriptions. Yes, more people, great, okay. I've tried it, it's not good enough for me to use right now. Okay, a couple. I don't think I'm maximizing AI and I'm getting left behind. Okay, quite a few. Perfect. I was gonna say this bold statement, but after following Andy, it's gonna become a goal. So from I'm definitely gonna do this, it's transformed into a goal. You are going to leave this room 20% better at using AI after my talk. That is my objective. But I feel like there were a couple of smart people that I saw in the room, so I'm not gonna make that claim. But it's great that I followed Andy because I have here a QR code again, where you could test different language models. I think I've put 10 language models in there to test, from Grok with a Q, Llama models, GPTs, I think Cohere and Mistral are there as well. So if you want to understand what Andy was talking about earlier, the differences between language models, how the differences in the data sets, how they perform in different prompts. This is your toolkit while I'm talking so that you can use it while I say things and either prove me wrong or like me after. So yeah, these are the language models that you'll be playing around with. You've got Mythomax in there that's really good for emulating characters. I built one that sounded like Winnie the Pooh as my life coach. And then you've got Gemini. And the latest model from NVIDIA, it's called Nematron, which is apparently better than GPT. So you get to try that as well. So I am Cien, and I'm the co-founder of Launch Lemonade, the Canva for AI apps. Since launching in January, we have seen 100,000 unique chats made on thousands of custom AI tools, agents, assistants built on our platform. So we've seen a lot of prompts. So just for those who don't know what Launch Lemonade is, and I'm glad that Andy opened up with the hard terms already, in Launch Lemonade, you can route to the right model. So as he said, there are different use cases and different language models are great for different things. So you can, on the platform, you can route certain tasks or workflows to the right language model or set of language models. We're also multimodal, so we've seen prompts from text to text. So input text, output text. We've seen audio as well to text. We've seen audio to image, and now audio to audio. And on the platform, it's a no-code platform, so it's made for the rest of us. You can connect multiple language models on a single workflow without coding or fine-tuning. So, going back to prompting, I have sat down and thought about how do we make prompting easy without providing sheets of prompts on, like, copy-paste this prompt if you want to do this. And I've seen so many websites with thousands of prompts provided for doing certain things. Like, what are we actually getting from that? It's the same prompt. It's probably going to provide similar outputs, and it's not really what I want. So I'm providing two frameworks that I believe everyone can walk away with when it comes to how to prompt language models. Imagine joining a new business and being given a complex task. You'd need either a clear brief or a chance to ask questions to complete it well. Who in the room does workshops or discovery sessions? Great. Who here are agencies that just receive briefs? A few. Okay, so that's what language models do. You either, like for example with ChatGPT, you either give it a complete brief or you have conversations with it and do Q&A and do a discovery session with it. It's the same goes with LLMs. LLMs also need direction to perform well. You can either give them, as I said, a structured prompt or let them ask questions to clarify and complete the task efficiently. So, to perform a task well, LLM needs a brief or conduct a discovery. A brief, if you've either worked with an agency before or if you've got an intern and just built a brief, it has to be clear. It has to be full of context, and it has to be structured. Whereas a discovery could be a Q&A. You can workshop it. You can ask questions to figure out, what does it need? So those are your two frameworks. Now, let's dive into how to structure briefs. So you could either use one-shot or chain of thought. So one-shot is basically giving a really clear instruction on what to do. For example, you are a financial analyst. I want you to look at this table that I've provided, and I want you to scrape the information from that table and X or Y. So you've given it really clear instructions. Chain of thought is more like giving it steps on how to perform a task. So for example, you're a financial analyst. First, I'd like for you to analyze the data and the table. Next, I'd like for you to take out the column headings on the table. And then next is I want you to analyze whatever. So we're basically giving it steps. And I have a framework that I'm calling Protocol that I like to use when I'm prompting for creative writing or something more creative. So giving it a persona and role. So I like to tell it that I'm Filipino, but I lived in America, China, and my audiences are around the world. So it copies my tone of voice and my vocabulary. I also like to say, I spell in British English, and loads of points, data that is about me so it can emulate my persona. And I also like to give it a role. You are a ghostwriter for Solon. You are a mission-driven thought leader. And then I give it objectives as well. So how I frame my objectives is by saying we are on a mission to change the world, blah, blah, blah. And it kind of that actually helps my prompts. And then I outline its tasks its outputs and give it limitation. So when I give it a task, I would say, first, you will come up with an outline for this blog that we're writing. Second, you will then create a draft, so on and so forth. And then define how the output would be. I would need you to create 5 paragraphs in this amount of words. And then I would ask it to give, limitations as well. Whether that's if you're unsure about your opinion, or like, don't give any opinions, for example, I would say that. Or if you're unsure about something, highlight it. And then we've got discovery. So discovery is more of a Q&A framework. For example, I need to do this. So I need to write a LinkedIn post. Ask me 3 questions to help me write it. So I need to write a LinkedIn post about being in a conference, talking to hopefully not bored audience about how to leverage AI and maximize it. Ask me 3 questions that you need so that we can create an engaging post. Okay. But will doing this over and over again actually save me time? Will prompting and creating these structured prompts actually save me time? The answer is yes. I believe the answer is yes. But it can get messy. So there are 2 ways of leveling up your prompting game. One, use those prompts to build agents and copilots that are designed to do the same task over and over again with your knowledge built in. So every time you interact with it, it would just do the same thing over and over again. And I'll give you a demo of how that works. Next is you have regular conversations with your AI tools so that it gets to know you and it gets, so who here is familiar with the memory feature in ChatGPT? Great. So the more you use it, the more that it understands your context and what you like and who you are. So have regular conversations with it and get it to remember you. So, live demo. I'm very nervous about this. I've never done the specific feature that we have. And I'm either going to fail or I'm going to win it. So, this demo is an AI podcast co-host that I built 2 days ago. And it's built on Launch Lemonade. Okay. So this is, I've designed this to be my podcast host. Okay, are we ready? I'm not sure if I'm ready, but I'm just going to go for it. Hi. Oh no, I'm on mute, damn it.
Cien, wonderful to have you here.
Okay, I'm going to try again.
What marvels are we diving into today?
I told myself, unmute the laptop. Okay, I'm going to try again. I'm so nervous, I'm shaking.
Hey there.
Hi.
Welcome to Machine and Mind, the podcast where we explore the ever-evolving world of AI. I'm Cora, your co-host, and as always, I'm thrilled to be joined by the brilliant Cien Solon. Cien, welcome. What wonders of the AI universe are we diving into today?
Well, I'm in front of a crowd right now of like maybe a couple hundred, and I'm really nervous, but everyone's so eager to learn about how to maximize AI.
Sounds like you're at an exciting event. Let's talk about maximizing AI for non-techies. My first question is, what's the single biggest hurdle facing non-technical individuals who want to leverage the power of AI? And how can we overcome it?
I think it's just the confidence to explore it and leverage it. You know, use their curiosity to see what it can do.
Excellent point. Fear of the unknown can be paralyzing. My next question is this. How can we best demonstrate the practical, everyday applications of AI to encourage adoption among those who might be intimidated by the technology?
I think that's an interesting question because I believe we're just at the beginning of how this technology is evolving. So just using it and showing it to your friends and your colleagues of how it can do it. Like, for example, this demo that you and I are doing together is amazing, I think.
Absolutely. Showing, not just telling, is key. Finally, looking ahead, what's one prediction you have about how AI will empower non-techies in the future?
My one prediction is that people will connect more with each other because we're able to maximize how AI powerful is and be more productive.
I couldn't agree more. Well, Cien, it's been another fascinating conversation. See you next time. This is Machine and Me with Cien and Cora. Ciao.
Oh my God, it worked. And that's it. Like, the possibilities are endless. And as I like to say, the world is your AI stir. Connect with me on LinkedIn, ask me any questions. And yeah, we have a booth outside. And I'll see you there, here.